Hi and welcome back to day 4 in our little challenge, our little series. If you're not sure what I'm doing, I'm hosting a Christmas cheer event for Stampin Up, which is an event where Stampin Up aims to make 20,000 cards, Christmas cards in the UK over the first weekend in December in a series of events hosted by Stampin Up demonstrators, and they're to raise money for the Ronald McDonald House Charities, which is a great cause. And I'm doing a speed challenge event. Some of the people participating are not crafters, some are, some have never made a card before even though they're a crafter. So I wanted something really simple and easy to make. So what I'm doing is I'm designing a set of 4x4 cards. I'm doing one every day for 7 days. And at the end of the 7 days, I'd like my followers and likers and whatever all over social media to help me decide on the final card that I'm going to use in my challenge. Some of them I'm making up as I go along, so I might sort of say that one's not really practical, but so far these are there's one that's not really practical, but so far they are. So on day 1 we had this card, and I am making sort of a different variation of it for the video. I'm making like a prototype, and then I'm making a variation of the prototype for the video. There's actually 2 of those because I smudged that one. And what I'm doing is I'm going to make a box at the end of the week and pop all of the cards that I've made into it and do a giveaway of that box of cards. I'm going to show you how to make the box, and I'm also going to show you how to make the envelopes for these cards at the end of the week. So so that was day 1. This was day 2 and a different little variation on it, because even though I'm batch making cards for my challenge, it could be, especially if a design using DSP gets chosen, it could be that I have to just, for economic reasons, in terms of I'm providing all the materials for this challenge, so I don't want to be spending too much money, even though it's a charitable project. I do other charitable projects, but it might be more cost effective to use slightly different designs to get more for my money out of the DSP packs that I'm going to buy. So this is kind of reflecting that. So that was day 2. This was day 3, which was a move away. This was my original prototype. This one's ruled out from the final selection because it's too fussy. And this was a sort of an easier version of it. Oops, got a bit of ink on there. And then today we're doing a black and white card, and we're making this really simple card using the musical notes and sheet music DSP set from Stampin Up. I can't remember what it's called. Merry Music Speciality paper. It's a little bit thinner than normal paper, but it's still great for crafting with. And I think it's meant to be thinner because I think it's meant to feel a little bit like paper that music's actually printed onto, which, if any of you play an instrument or whatever, I don't know nowadays, but I know when I used to play in an orchestra, used to be a violinist, they, well, used to be, I suppose you always are, aren't you, once you are one, but music paper was always a different texture. I used to love the texture and I used to love the smell of it, especially if it was really old. So I don't know if that's why they've done that, to reflect that, I've no idea, but anyway, it's still great. It's really good for folding, if you're doing fanning or making rosettes or concertina, it's really good for that. So anyway, this is, I'm waffling and waffling and waffling. So this is the card for today. Very simple. These cards are not rocket science. Anyone who knows me knows I am not a card maker. I don't expect to win prizes for my card making at all, even though I have actually, but I don't expect to. I'm a real novice. I'm not a card maker. I'm that is not my career at all, but I do enjoy making cards and enjoy joining challenges and stuff. So basic, simple is right up my street. So I'm going to make a quick variation on this black and white one for you today. So here we go. This is project 4. What you need for this is a piece of cardstock, 8x4, scored at 4 on the long side. Again, we're doing a little bit of a switch up on this one. We're going to turn the colours around. This one was on a white base. I'm really sorry that whoever gets these as a giveaway, there's little bits and bobs on them. I don't know if I'm even straight. Am I straight? Am I straight? Am I straight? Let me get sorted out here. That'll do. That'll do. I've been doing a bit of stamping over here, so just ignore that. Right, so then what I've done is I've got a piece of Merry Music paper, and you can use whichever side you like. You can use the musical side or the larger musical notes. I'm going to go with that. And that is 3 3/4. And then there's another piece of the white based one. Again, use whichever side you like. I'm going to use that one. And that again is 3 3/4 square. And then what I used to cut this out was a die from the Eastern Medallions die set. It's a really nice, well, you can see it's a really nice shaped die. I've used it in the card for tomorrow as well, so not that same one, but I've used the Eastern Medallions die set as well. So I'm kind of also showing that you don't need to have all the special Christmas dies to make, you know, that's kind of like, to me it's just like a little fancy Christmassy, bauble-y, starry typed design that just fits. And then the Christmas wishes stamp, I've just stamped in basic black, and that comes from the Merry Mistletoe set again. So yeah, that's it, just stamped in basic black on a little strip of white card. Now you can bend the card so it stands off. That looked quite nice, but I thought in terms of getting it in an envelope, that's going to be a little bit of a pain. So I decided to go with flat, but it does look nice if it's bent, if it's curved off the card. So if you want to make one similar and do that with it, then fill your boots. So Tombow liquid adhesive, because it's just great and quick and easy and you don't need tons of it. And just stick that onto your card. Like I said, imagine you're receiving this kit in the post, because my event is kind of a remote event, so I've got people in my craft room crafting, and then we're linking up. We've got 2 Skype links of 8 people linking up, which are being projected onto my craft room walls, and then we're all going to craft along together to mix the digital and the traditional crafting worlds together. Right, so those people are going to receive packs with all these components in. So this is what they'd get. They'd get that, they'd get the 2 layers, and they'd get the card base, and they'd get the envelope, and they'd just have to stick it all together. They'd also get dimensionals, because I'm going to use dimensionals. They'll get Tombow and they'll get dimensionals, so they can stick everything together. I'm not sure yet if I'm going to put all the dimensionals on or if I'm going to leave that to them to do. And then just line it up across the middle and pop it on, and that's it. Card done. Really, really simple, easy batch make card. They look great. Imagine you could also use this to make batches of cards for Christmas fairs, or to get for kids to give at school, or for charity, to donate to charity, boxes of them. Imagine a nice box of them. That's a lovely little you know, thing for somebody to have for Christmas, to dish out at work or wherever. So there we go, that's project number 4. Let me just remind you, so that's 4, that's 3. This was using the What's of Occasion set. That was 2. This used the scalloped label punch, and this was 1. And that I used the pretty label punch and the scallop tag topper this is, This one I used the Pretty Labels punch, and I self-stamped DSP using the Merry Mistletoe set. So there we go, that's 8 cards already, and tomorrow we're going to be doing a foiled card, so we're going to have a bit of shimmery gold and stuff in there. So I hope you join me for that. Check me out all over social media, and I'll see you tomorrow.